हेलो स्टूडेंट्स, लास्ट लेक्चर्स में हमने पढ़ा है स्पीयरमैन्स रैंक correlation. We studied or we calculated the rank difference in three methods: when ranks are given, when ranks are not given, and problem of equal ranks. So in this way we have completed the rank difference method given by Spearman. तो आज हम पढ़ेंगे इसके मेरिट्स and demerits of rank difference. इसके क्या मेरिट्स एंड डिमेरिट्स हैं? जो फर्स्ट मेरिट है इसका स्पीयरमैन्स रैंक डिफरेंस का, दिस मेथड इज easier than Carl Pearson's method of correlation. It is easier than Carl Pearson's method of correlation. जो ये मेथड है स्पीयरमैन का मेथड, ये इजी है एज कंपेयर टू कार्ल पियर्सन्स कोएफिशिएंट ऑफ कोरिलेशन. नेक्स्ट सेकंड मेरिट है इसका, दीज आर मेरिट्स इसके मेरिट्स. सेकंड मेरिट है, इट इज वेरी कन्वीनियंट मेथड व्हेन सीरीज गिव ओनली ऑर्डर ऑफ preference and not the actual values of variable. So this method is very convenient or suitable when the series give only order of preference जिसको हम रैंक कहते हैं. So this method is very convenient and suitable, applies in those series also in which there is order of preference, not the actual values of variable, थर्ड मेरिट है इसका, it is superior method of analysis in case of qualitative distributions such as those relating to virtue, wisdom or ignorance. So this method is superior method. This method is superior method of analysis. This method is superior method of analysis in cases of qualitative distribution. In cases of qualitative distributions such as wisdom, virtue or ignorance. So as we know, correlation is a method in which we analyze or we study the qualitative variables. So this method is very convenient or superior in such cases when distribution is in qualitative form, such as wisdom, virtue or ignorance. Then we have demerits. Demerits क्या है इस मेथड की? Rank correlation method cannot be used in case of group frequency distribution. It is not used in case of group frequency distribution. frequency distribution. ये ओवरऑल डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन जो कोरिलेशन है in both the methods, this demerit we practice, we face this problem. So when there is group frequency distribution, for example, when our values are in the form of classes in continuous series, in the form of continuous series, this method is not used. So this is first demerit. Second demerit is it can handle only a limited number of observations. It is generally not used when the number of observations exceeds 10. So second is when the distribution is above 10 or the number of observations is above 10, this method is not used. So it can be handled only a limited number of observations. It can handle, second is it can handle, so it can be used only a limited number of observations. Limited number of observations. It is generally used. It is generally used. It is generally used when the number of observations. It is generally used when number of observations is less than 20, and when number of observations is less than 20. जब number of observations less than 20 है तब ये method हम इस्तेमाल करते हैं. If the number of observations exceed 20 or more than 20, we have distributions, we cannot use the Spearman's rank difference method. So this is all about the merits and demerits of rank difference method. Now the next is importance or significance of correlation. Correlation की importance क्या है और इसकी significance क्या है, कहाँ कहाँ ये जरूरत आती है. So this is next our topic. What is the importance and significance of correlation? Importance and significance of correlation. Following observations highlight the importance and significance of correlation. Following is the importance and significance of correlation. Number first क्या क्या है? Formation of laws and concepts. Formation of laws and concepts. This is number first. First importance is the study of correlation shows the direction and degree of relationship between the variables. So this relationship between the variables help us in formulation of laws and concepts in economic theory, such as laws of demand, concept of velocity of demand. So wherever relationship exists, we can make laws and concepts with the help of the correlation. So it is correlation which says us that there is inverse relationship between price and quantity demand, or positive relationship between price and quantity supply. So we can say that this correlation helps us in formulation of laws and concepts in economics, because correlation is mainly a concept which shows us the relationship between the two variables. So it helps us in formation of laws and concepts in economy. Second is it helps us in cause and effect relationship. This is very important concept, cause and effect relationship. Correlation coefficient sometimes suggests cause and effect relationship between different variables. This helps us in understanding why certain variables behave the way they behave. It shows us how this relationship exists. It is cause and effect relationship. It helps us, it is helpful to know the cause and effect relation between the variables. Number third is it helps us in taking the decisions in business. It helps us, it is important, it helps us in taking business decisions. So business decisions are taken with the help of the correlation. Correlation analysis facilitates business decisions because the trend path of one variable may suggest the expected changes in other. Accordingly, the businessman may plan his business decision for the future. So it is such a concept which shows different relationships between different variables which helps us in business to take the business decisions in the interest of the business. Number fourth is formation, policy formulation, policy formulation. To make some economic policies, business policies, budget policies, analysis in different economic variables. It is correlation which helps. Correlation analysis. So we can say that correlation analysis also help us in policy formulation. If the government finds a negative correlation between rate of tax and tax collection, it should pursue the policy of low tax. For example, this is an example. अगर गवर्नमेंट देखती है कि देयर इज नेगेटिव रिलेशनशिप बिटवीन टैक्स रेट एंड टैक्स कलेक्शन, अगर टैक्स रेट ज्यादा होती है और टैक्स कलेक्शन कम होती है, अगर टैक्स रेट ज्यादा है और टैक्स कलेक्शन कम है फॉर एग्जांपल. So this is such a concept which helps the government also to make the policies in budgets, in monetary policies, in fiscal policies. If government, for example, sometimes finds that when tax rate is increased, tax collection decreases, it can reverse its decision. It will decrease its tax rate, and at that time the tax collection will increase. So it is correlation which help us in making different relationships in different sectors. Accordingly the government take decision. So this is one of the example. If the government finds a negative correlation or negative relationship between the tax rate and the tax collection, it should pursue the policy of low tax rate, because low tax rate should lead to high tax collection. So there is negative relationship between tax rate. If there is negative relationship between tax rate and tax collection, government will reverse its policy, change its policy from high tax rate to low tax rate, which will give high tax revenue to the government. So these are some importances or significances of correlation. First is it helps us, it is useful, it is important in formation of laws and concepts in economics. When we are able to see the relationship between two variables, we can make the law, we can make the concept. Cause and effect relationship. What is the cause and effect relationship between the two variables? It helps us, it is the correlation which helps us to know the cause and effect relationship. Number third is it helps us in taking business decisions. It is helpful for the businessman to see the to see the relationship between the two variables. Accordingly they take the business decisions. If for example, if we take the matter of a monopoly, if we take a monopoly, if a monopoly increases prices, his demand may decrease. So it is better for the monopoly to decrease the prices to increase the quantity demand, which will increase his revenue. It will increase his revenue, increase revenue. So it is a relationship between price and demand. Is a relationship between price and demand, and price change and revenue. Accordingly, business decisions are taken. It is also useful for the government to make different economic policies regarding budget, regarding monetary policy, etc. For example, there is a relationship between tax rate and tax collection. There is a relationship between money supply and GDP growth. GDP growth. If money supply increases, GDP growth increases. Accordingly, these are all relationships. When we are able to know the relationship, we can make any policy in the interests of the country. So this is all about the importance and significance of coordination. Thank you very much.